So from your experience, what do you feel like is the key to surviving a long distance cruise ship relationship?
That's a good question.
And I saw on your vlog that's your girlfriend, right, on the ship?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Did you meet her on the ship as well?
I did. I met her on my second contract, and then we came back to the same ship intentionally to do another contract with each other. And now we're like a registered couple, which is awesome because we don't have to. It's hard. It's hard to get that couple registration, but
yeah.
But yeah, we got that squared away, and hopefully once all this like becomes a little bit more manageable as far as the pandemic is concerned, she can get up here to Alaska and we can hang out for a bit.
What is the hardest part about getting the couples registration?
There's just a lot to it. So it depends on what countries you're from. The big concern that there is with a U.S. citizen and a non-U.S. citizen is that couple registration can be used as like a legal binding proof of relationship, which you can use for like immigration purposes. So there's like specific regulations and stuff around it nowadays. So we had to like write a relationship statement and get a signed letter of like relationship verification from our supervisor and stuff like that. And just state our intentions to stay together over the long term, I guess.
We intend to hold hands down the I-95.
Yes.
But this registration allows you to go on the same contracts together, be in the same room together. That's it. So you can get a couples cabin,
which allows you to have like much larger bed, so you don't have to worry about single shares and stuff like that.
That's great.
More storage space, more space in general, slightly bigger TV.
That's awesome.
They'll do their best to match us up on the same contracts, and especially since we're both in the entertainment division as black shirts, we are very fortunate to have contracts that are the same length, and we don't have to worry about any of that. So it should be fairly easy for them to match us up on whichever ship we end up going to.
Right. So what does she do?
She's a stage staff. She was actually head stage staff on the ship that we were currently working on. So the stage staff supervisor, basically.
Just so I'm not saying her. What? Remind me her name.
Cassandra. You can call her Cass.
Okay, cool. Cass. Okay, cool. In terms of what Cass's daily duties were, like what would be some things that she would do on the ship?
So a lot of their responsibility, as the supervisor, she has to make the scheduling grid for the stage staff, tell them what venues they're going to be working, what their duties are day to day. If there needs to be a band set up at this time in this place, then she makes that schedule and figures out where everybody needs to go and allocates resources, basically. So that was her kind of supervisor job. And then in addition to that, stage staff in general, she's backstage running the shows, making sure that the dancers and the performers are staying safe and doing costume changes and, setting up bands and doing wheelchairs during turnaround days and stuff like that.
Got it. Okay. I mean, about what you would expect.
Yeah, it's backstage work. There's a lot more to it, but it's a lot of just we need manpower for this entertainment related thing, and you are here to do that. So it can be all sorts of stuff. Changing the battery in a microphone if it dies, and there's just stuff that you need people for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like having a PA on set.
It requires theater experience, obviously. You need to know how shows are run. You need to know how to use a headset and the language to use and how to cable a band and how to set up microphones and amplifiers and how to communicate properly with a technician that needs you to do something and stuff like that.
Let's go back to meeting Cass for the first time. You said you met her on your second contract. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys met and the experience in forming a relationship on a cruise ship? Because I met my wife on a cruise ship as well.
Yeah. It's different. The thing about ships is everything happens like very, very quickly, but it also feels like it takes a long time, like it feels like everything moves fast, but it like at the same time, I don't know. It's hard to explain. If you've been on cruise ships, you understand what I mean. We were working the same venue together. We're working together, so we spend a lot of time together, and we just ended up liking each other, going to the bar, getting drinks, and how most relationships develop normally, I guess. But at some point, we just started sleeping in the same cabin.
You were sharing a cabin with somebody else, and she was sharing a cabin with somebody else as well, yeah?
We actually, on the ship that we were working, we have single share cabins. So you're sharing a bathroom in between two single cabins with a fold-down bed.
You guys had the shoilet.
Yes.
Yeah, my wife had one of those as well. Really? You've never heard that one? Yeah, that's what we used to call it.
That's good. That's a good name for it.
And so because I had the double bunk, I didn't want to have to whenever I would come over there with my girlfriend at the time, I didn't want to have to kick him out, but she had essentially her own cabin. So for like 2 months, we would share that cabin.
Tiny
when I realized,
single bed.
Oh my goodness, like literally like this, and you're touching each wall.
Yes, that's exactly what it's like, man. It's living with two people in that room. It's just that never designed to be a thing.
No,
we made it work.
Absolutely not.
And we didn't hate each other by the time it was over. And then once we got a couple registration, we got to move into one of the double bunk cabins. So we had some more space. We had enough storage space for both of us and all that stuff. So
oh my goodness, the storage space. If you're able to share that one.
That was such a game changer, having a private bathroom. Oh.
Yeah, and also you separating the toilet from the shower.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was always such a weird thing whenever I would use her shower. Is you step right in and you could sit down on the toilet. You could literally
take a shower.
Yeah, at the same time.
True. Yeah, if you're not careful, the toilet will flood while you're showering.
Yeah.
It's
that's great though, man. And you guys are still going strong, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. We're doing long distance. We did long distance in between the last two contracts, so it's not a big deal, and we're doing okay. And fingers crossed that either cruise ships will start again this year and we'll get to go back to work, or the U.S. will start processing visas again, and she can come visit.
Hey, nice, man. Where is she from?
Malaysia.
So from your experience, what do you feel like is the key to surviving a long distance crew love relationship?
That's a good question. I don't know. It definitely takes the right people. That's the thing, is I don't think every single relationship is compatible with long distance. So, it definitely depends on who is involved. And I think that me and Cass just got lucky, and we happen to be fairly compatible, and we trust each other. Trust is a huge thing with a long distance relationship. You have to really trust that person to, not screw up the relationship. So, there's a lot involved, but we have formed a pretty tight bond over that time, and especially after spending like 2 weeks in lockdown together in the same room. And then in addition to that, just 150 days not working on this cruise ship together. So that definitely brings people closer together if it doesn't push them apart. So
right. I imagine your communication level, just the ability for you guys to talk about anything and everything, is just off the charts. Like how you're feeling and what you're feeling.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, we talk pretty much every day. Just keep each other updated, but yeah, it's also, there's that level of trust that, like, if you do like miss a day, it's just like, okay, we'll talk tomorrow.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. Because there would be some times when I would be on the ship, and then Carlotta, my wife, she would be on a different ship, or she'd be back home. Right. And then you'd have these instances where it's just like, the ship internet's not working today, or her internet's not working very well because she's from Honduras. Right. And it's one of those things where it's like, if it doesn't work, then you just chalk it up to bad luck and then keep moving on.
It is what it is. Yeah. Sometimes your scheduling just doesn't work out or whatever. It's just, it's life. And I think we both understand that. And, we're both very accepting of that. We're both very go with the flow kind of people.
It definitely seems like it.
Well. Yeah.
That's the vibe I get from your vlog.
Cool.